Form follows function is a phrase by Louis Sullivan that I encountered when learning about level design, since that was supposed to be this month's topic. Even though the phrase might be quite obvious for many, but for me, it taught me that I would have no idea what my levels would be about if I started making them at that time. I followed the advice from Steve Lee and made a list of things that would happen in my levels, like enemies and chests spawning, players fighting or escaping, and so on, which led me towards understanding that I had no idea how much space various things will take. Thus I shifted my focus and started making the NPCs, since they will be what the levels contain the most of. Now, you might remember the old zombie from the older devlog videos. Since then, they have received a glow-up service and also graduated from Smart NPC University. Say welcome to the Zombie 2.0. This baby can stand idle, it can get aggro, lose aggro, attack with its normal and special attacks, and also wait for their turn because it's no fun getting attacked by 4 different enemies at the same time. And I hear you say, but Zombie 1.0 did majority of these things as well. And you're right, but the original Zombie was powered by the state machine that I wrote, while the 2.0 version is using Limbo AI plugin. To not bore you with details, this is the solution that already does what I would have needed to do. Way better, and also with debugging tools, various optimizations and graphical representation. It took me only a day to integrate and study it. Honestly, this is a massive win-win situation, as I can focus on the gameplay aspect instead of reinventing the wheel. The original Zombie also had a problem, where its attacks were way too quick and made the player incapable of reacting to it. Thus I was inspired by Dead Cells and Hades, and added a quick pause before the attack with an exclamation mark and a sound effect to make it more readable. To be fair, it's useful to boot up other similar games and see how they solve problems and what players generally expect. For example, Dead Cells does not have any sound effects for the NPC footsteps, and finding this out at the correct time saved me quite a lot of hassle, especially in the long run. And in the company of Zombie 2.0 came the Minotaur, which didn't even take me a lot of time to implement, and even then the majority of the time went into abstracting some things, meaning the future NPCs should take even less time to make. The Minotaur also served an important test, to see how easy it is to support several NPC navigation meshes at the same time, which it is. To skip technicalities, I will be able to make levels with areas where only small enemies can pass, while larger ones will have to find alternative routes. And that's great for the situations where the player is escaping from Triple B, the big bad boss. Among other less notable improvements like combo attacks that gives damage boosts on good timing, decorations and lights that pulsate occasionally and turn off when the player doesn't see them in order to save performance. I've also added a healing pickup that extends max health if collected when fully healed, similarly to Returnal. The interesting story behind it is that for a while I didn't know what it should look like, without it appearing to be poison related due to green equals good connotation in many games. So I drew a rock with some red bits and called it a day. Basically introducing edible rocks to the game universe, while also making a silly reference. The focus for the next month will be adding more traditional roguelike elements like keys, chests, and coins. That is, if I was susceptible to the scope creep. I still am, but that's beside the point. Instead, I will make one of those loot sources that allow the player to pick 1 out of 3 options, while the other 2 get locked. And I will be doing this for the exact same reason that I created the Minotaur for, to see how much space I need for similar contraptions, since the chest already occupies the medium-sized category. After which, I will make some spawners, and finally some levels to hold everything together, which will put me closer to having a close gameplay loop and thus having other people playing my game. And I can't help but feel excited. And I hope you are as well. And now, an open-ended question time. What would you like to see more or less of? Because I try to filter out what I think would not be as interesting to talk about. But I'm just guessing. So your feedback would be truly greatly appreciated. And if you're curious, there are the short format dev videos on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok. So check them out. Links, obviously, are down in the description below. So thank you, love you, and see you. Bye bye.